is now my pleasure to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Nadir Abdul-Salaam. Today, Nadir graduates with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Early Care and Education through our online degree program. A recipient of the college's Early Learning Equity Scholarship, Nadir's journey reminds us that there is no single path to earning a college degree. As a husband, father of 3, working professional, and full-time student, he has balanced countless responsibilities while remaining deeply committed to his education and his future. His perseverance, discipline, and dedication have carried him to this moment. As a non-traditional student, Nadir brings a perspective that is not always heard on commencement stages, but one that reflects the experiences of so many learners who pursue higher ed while caring for families, supporting loved ones, and navigating the demands of everyday life. His story is a powerful reminder that determination, growth, and achievement can take many forms. We're honored that he is sharing his voice and his experience with us this evening. Please join me in a warmly welcoming Nadir Abdul-Salaam to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Twan. And good evening to my fellow graduates, our families and loved ones, our faculty and staff, and everyone who helped us reach this moment. Thank you. Today we celebrate something extraordinary. We celebrate years of hard work, sacrifice, perseverance, and growth. Each of us arrived here through a different path, but we share something important. We all kept going. And along the way, we spent a lot of time searching for answers. We searched for answers in textbooks and research articles. We searched for answers in lectures, discussions, internships, and field experiences. We searched for answers to questions about our disciplines, our communities, and ourselves. But some of the most important questions we encountered didn't have a single right answer. And as I reflect on our commencement theme, Sober for X, I realized the most important X in my own journey wasn't found in a textbook or a classroom assignment. It was a question that followed me through my education, through my career, and throughout my life. How do we create a world where people feel like they belong? My own journey to this stage has not been a traditional one. I have spent more than 2 decades working in education, particularly in early education. Along the way, I became a husband, a father, a professional, and eventually a college student again. And like many adult learners, I was balancing responsibilities that didn't stop when class ended. I remember putting my children to bed around 8 o'clock at night, and then I would go to sleep for a few hours with them, wake up around 12 o'clock, and spend the next 3 hours studying, writing papers, and completing assignments before starting the next day all over again. And it wasn't easy. There were moments when I wondered whether I could keep up with everything. Moments when I questioned whether I belonged in higher education at all. But over time, I came to an important realization. The challenge was never my intellectual capacity. The challenge was whether I felt included in the learning environment. And the stakes of that inclusion couldn't be any higher. And as a disruptor of the school to prison pipeline, I have to confront a brutal reality every day. Because in the community where I was raised in New Haven, Connecticut, the incarceration rate is higher than the college graduation rate. And that is what happens when systemic exclusion comes unchecked. It starts in early childhood and it ends in a cage. But at the University of Washington, I found something that transformed my experience as a learner. I found professors and classmates who value different perspectives. I found classrooms where dialogue mattered. I found spaces where experiences were not something to overcome, but something to contribute. And for the first time, I truly felt that my voice belonged in the conversation. And that changed everything for me. It helped me understand something that I now believe applies to all of us. Every human being wants to belong. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to know that who we are matters. And this lesson has shaped not only my experience as a student, but also my work in early childhood education. Every day, I see what happens when children feel safe, valued, and connected. They become more confident, more curious, more willing to take risks and learn. When children know they belong, they all thrive. And the truth is, that doesn't disappear when we become adults. College students need it, our co-workers need it, our families need it, our communities need it. All of us need that belonging. And this is why I believe the X that we are solving for today is belonging. Because as graduates, we are entering professions and communities where we will have the opportunity to shape the experiences of others. Some of us will become educators. Some will become counselors, leaders, researchers, advocates, policymakers, and innovators. And whatever path we choose, we will help determine whether people feel welcomed or excluded, valued or overlooked, safe or unheard. That is a tremendous responsibility, but it is also an incredible opportunity. Because every day, through the choices we make and the way we show up for others, we help create the kind of world that people experience. So we leave this place, I find myself thinking less about what we have accomplished and more about what we will build next. Will we create classrooms, workspaces, and communities where people feel they have to earn their place? Or will we create spaces where people are seen, respected, and welcomed for who they are? I hope we choose the second. I hope we create the kinds of environments that bring out the best in people, places where curiosity is encouraged, differences are valued, and everyone has the opportunity to contribute. Because when people know they belong, they don't just succeed, they thrive. So to the class of 2026, as we leave this place and begin the next chapter of our lives, may we continue solving for X, not as a problem to be completed, but as a future that we build together. So congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Nadir.